This segment of Thoroughbreds Argo brought to you by Barristock, trusted by Australia's leading equestrians and backed by Kentucky Equine Research. Horses come first. The Thoroughbred Sport Horse Association National Championships is another cog in the wheel of these shows that are aimed at increasing prize money to assist people taking on thoroughbreds off the track. Krissy Harris this year has changed some of the program to reward people that are taking their thoroughbreds on and competing with them for many years. Another Thoroughbred Sport Horse Association National Championships. It's been an absolute delight being out here, and you've done so much for so many people with these great thoroughbreds. But tell us about some of the competitions and what you've been doing to sort of encourage people to keep these thoroughbreds and improve them in their competitive life.
Well, we've named our competitions a little bit after the racing industry, so you guys can understand what we're after. And we have maidens, we have slippers, then we have Group 3, Group 2, Group 1. But one of the most important things, to my mind, is that the higher you go, the longer you've taken to train these horses, and I think the more reward you need. And so what we've done at Thoroughbred Sport Horse is that our Group 1 is, it's a bit same as a Group 1 in racing. It's worth more money. And that is, for me, then, a celebration for those people who've kept that horse for 5 or 6 years. And then once it's trained like that, I think the lovely part about equestrian is that if it doesn't, decide it wants to jump a 120 or 130 anymore, then it's so well educated, it then goes back to a child or an amateur rider and it canters around the 80 and 90 again. So he can have a professional life as a jumper that goes up the grade, it goes down the grade, and he's still in the ring. And the best part about being in the ring is he's rugged, he's fed, and he's looked after.
And it is so rewarding too. You can see the progression of some of these riders. We've been filming here at Stonewall for I think 4 years or so, and watching some of these, these kids that are now, they're winning some of these bigger competitions, and they're sticking with the same horses.
They are, because I think the thing with thoroughbreds is they know where their legs are. They're fabulous at rating their canter. You don't have to teach them to canter. They already know how to do that. And if it's 400 metres a minute, they know how to do that too. Yeah. Look, I think it is a fabulous, fabulous thing with thoroughbreds because they are good kids' horses. Once you get over the initial, oh my God, I'm straight off the track, then they know where their legs are, they're attuned to their surroundings, and they don't overjump, but they get the job done really well.
The other great thing, obviously you have these wonderful sponsors, which has been great to see all these classes sponsored by largely racing industry people. But, the people riding Inglis, Gemma Cutting, Ray Louise Kelly from Fernrig Farm, Elaine Roble, so many others that we'll see over the weekend as well. Not only are they bridging the gap, but they're going back into the racing industry and telling people about how great it is to rehome your horse.
Well, there's a couple of facets to the racing industry people here. There's the owners, like there's Linda Huddy, who owns purist jumping horses as well as race horses. And then, so she's a marriage in the middle. And then we've got Kathy O'Hara, who is a retired jockey and has taken to show jumping like duck to water, especially with Nature Strip. We've got Charlie and Blair Richardson. So they break in and they pre-train for a living, but then their hobby is jumping. So the cross-pollination with the racing industry and the equestrian industry, it's just getting more and more and more.
Signore Fox and trekking, Jonker, Signore Fox the inside, flashing, Vega One, where's he come from? Vega One's got up and won.
Vega became one of Queensland's leading sprinters, earning more than $1.8 billion in prize money during his racing career.
And the horses, you know, we're seeing Group 1 winners. Vega won, excellent proposal. We filmed those here today, and of course there are other ones as well. But you do see that the horses that have the brain to be competitive on the racetrack, often there's just that extra bit of quality about them too. And it transfers to this competition.
I think anything that it has a competitive brain will succeed if they have the talent in most competitions. You know, like you see a lot of footballers play really good golf. I know a lot of jockeys play golf. It's their hand-to-eye coordination. Horse is the same. I had a lovely old horse called Ab Initio that was trained by Pat Webster, and I think he held the 1,000 metres at Hawkesbury for a long, long time. He won a class at Tamworth World Cup show, and he was in the front of the lineup, and there were 9 imported warm bloods to 10. So they can do it, and I do believe that you're right, that if they have a mentality for one competition, they have it for the next.
We filmed in the past Fashions on the Field, and obviously that's on over the weekend too. But it's not only having to be an elite show jumper. You know, some of these classes are quite small jumps, and you do see a lot of junior riders.
Well, case in point, the winner of the maiden team, little Evie, riding Mr. Mungus. And Mungus is 21 or 22 years of age, and this is her first season learning how to jump. And the jump off was amazing, and he just looked after her so well, and she said, dream come true.
Oh, that's divine. But you've also got, you know, some of the Tony Priestleys here. It's so fascinating. You see these older riders, men, women, you know, against these kids, the boys and girls, and you can compete equally.
Boys and girls, men, women, everybody competes equally. And I think a lot of the time when you're a child, you just uncomplicate it. You just point in the right direction and you go, oh, kick, there's a fence. And the horses go really well for you. And then I think sometimes the more you know, the worse it is. It fills a hole in the marketplace for our equestrian industry at the moment because purpose-bred horses are so expensive. I mean, the racing industry doesn't need to be told how much it costs to produce a horse. They have the added prize money, so you know their production costs are probably higher, but their returns are higher. Our returns are, we just love it. And you know, if we can win a few bucks to keep us buying another horse, that's what we do. But it's all our dreams. We dream the same as you guys.